We're continuing independent TTRPG month, and we're going to be taking a look at Knave from Questing Beast Games.
Hey there, it's DM Zoth. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you know when we upload new videos.
Alright, here it is, Knave. This is the cover here, black with gold right here.
And it's a bestseller on DriveThruRPG.
Here's the document here. It is 7 pages long.
Not very long for a TTRPG.
As Ben explains it, it's more of a toolkit for running old school fantasy RPGs.
Oh, I get it. So it's not a full fleshed out game system?
Not in the traditional sense, but I think that if you picked up this game, you could definitely go out and start playing, though there aren't monsters and things like that fleshed out in this 7-page document. You can find plenty of those online.
Alright, awesome. So on the product page, it talks about it being highly compatible with OSR games,
and it's fast to teach and easy to run.
There's no classes,
abilities are king,
optional player-facing roles,
copper is standard,
a list of 100 level-less spells,
and it has a Creative Commons 4.0 attribution.
There's also designer commentary, and yeah, it's pretty much bare bones, ready to play, beer and pretzels sort of game.
Yeah, I would put this in the beer and pretzel category. But I'm sure anybody could use this long term as well. And again, it is a toolkit, but it's more like a frame of reference, more than anything. So right here, just the introduction. Why don't you go ahead and read it?
Knave is a rules toolkit created by Ben Milton for running old school fantasy RPGs without classes. Adding, subtracting, and modifying rules is both expected and encouraged. And then it talks about the features underneath that we just went over.
So, talking about character creation, it's right to the point. The player characters have 6 different abilities that you know and love: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Each ability has 2 relative values, a defense and a bonus.
Yeah, and then when you create a PC, you roll 3d6 for each ability. In order, the lowest of the 3 dice on each roll is the ability bonus. Add 10 to find its defense.
Yeah, so if you roll, actually the example here, if you roll a 2, and a 6 for strength, the lowest die is a 2, so your PC's strength has a bonus of +2 and a defense of 12. Repeat this process for the rest of the abilities.
Alright, that's really straightforward and kind of, it's kind of cool, actually.
Number 2, your PC starts off with 2 days of rations and 1 weapon of the player's choice. So you're not, rolling up a bunch of gold or whatever and going shopping for an hour.
Oh, that's nice. That gets you right into gameplay.
And then there's a chart later on where you can roll on the starting gear. PCs have a number of item slots equal to their constitution defense. So whatever that is. So it's basically 10 plus your bonus, and that is your number of slots that you can have. I'm currently doing something like this in my weekly game, and, the verdict is still out on whether this is good or bad. We will let you know. Time will only tell.
Alright, hit dice and hit points. You roll a 1d8, and in fact, not only for the PCs, but also for the monsters. Everybody gets 1d8 plus your constitution bonus. There's your hit points. Done. Go on.
And then the very last thing that you need to do is invent or roll up the rest of your PC's traits, such as their physique, face, skin, hair, clothing, virtue, vice, speech, background, and alignment. So let's do that right now. It's on these charts here. It is a D20, I think, for everything. Yep, pretty much a D20. So let's say you rolled up a character and its physique is 10, scrawny. I rolled a 2 for the face, so it's a blunt face. Skin is 1. Battle scar. Nice. A 14 for the hair, and that is a mohawk. And then a 19 for clothing. It says that your clothing is torn. Your virtue, 5. I got curious. Vice, a 1. Aggressive. Nice. Speech. A 3 is breathy. Your background, I got a 7. A cook. And a 16 for misfortunes. Pursued. Nice.
Yeah, you've already got a background going on. That's pretty cool.
The alignment, I got 11, so neutrality. And then we're going to start off with some armor. I got a natural 20, so chain armor. Really nice. That's a great thing to start off with this game. And then helmets and shields, I got a 7, so I don't have any. Dungeoneering gear, I got a 1, so a rope, 50 foot.
Yeah, like Boondock Saints. Don't forget the fucking rope.
That's right. So 1 in this case is really handy. A 12, marbles.
Oh, that's always good when you're being pursued.
And general gear number 2, I got a 10, twine. Nice, so you can tie things up. Very cool. Now I've got my character. That took no time at all. And I've got what I need. Other than rolling up the abilities, I didn't do that. But what's that going to take? You're rolling down the line, done. And then you roll a d8. And then add your constitution bonus, done. That's your hit points. Move on. You're now gaming.
Wow, this is really fast.
Really cool. He does give an option for buying your items if you want.
Here's the list of items and the cost that they are in copper pieces.
Yeah, and I like that he's using copper instead of gold as the standard. I like that he's using a different denomination here from most games.
Yeah, it is kind of a breath of fresh air.
So all the basic stuff that you typically know about equipment, and even over to food, animals, lodging, ships, transport, henchmen, and buildings. And then we're on to playing the game. It talks about the 6 ability scores that if you're watching this video and you don't know what these are, then you should find out. Item slots, it talks about that and how many you get. And that 100 coins fit into 1 slot. So it basically is, what he says here, is 5 pounds of weight.
Very nice. And then it goes into savings throws right here. The savings throw or save, and to make a save, add the bonus of the relevant ability to a d20 roll. If the total is greater than 15, the character succeeds. If not, they fail.
Yeah, I kind of don't like this.
Why not?
Well, the whole greater than thing. I've found over my years of experience, and I do this across the board, no matter what the rule set says, is that meet that number or beat it. And it just avoids confusion, especially if there's people that have played different systems. So when I'm asking for a save roll, I'm saying meet or beat this number, or if they know the number already, they know and you move on.
Okay, very nice. Then it goes on to talk about reaction rolls, so when you're encountering NPCs and whether they're hostile, friendly, unsure, talkative, or helpful.
Combat and initiative. Only 1d6 is rolled, a 1 to 3. The enemies act first. 4 to 6, PCs will act first.
Yeah, and a character can move up to 40 feet away and take 1 combat action.
It talks about stunts here. Now, this is where things get kind of ambiguous, but on purpose. So stunts are combat maneuvers such as stunning, shoving, disarming, tripping, sundering armor, and so on. They are resolved with a versus save. They may not cause damage directly, but may do so indirectly, like if you push someone off the ledge, and then the referee's the final arbiter.
Alright, it talks about advantage in combat. Characters can gain advantage in combat by attacking a target that is unaware, on lower ground, off balance, disarmed, distracted, or tactically disadvantaged in any significant way.
And that can have one of 2 effects. A, apply advantage to their attack roll, or stunt against that opponent. I don't know if it's explained anywhere in the document, but I think it's to assume the 5th edition version of advantage. So roll 2 d20s and take the better result.
Okay.
And then B, make an attack and a stunt attempt in the same round against that opponent without advantage, not multiple opponents.
All right, I really like that. Kind of giving you opportunity to do something else that might be fanciful.
Critical hits. Now, it talks about quality in here. So if you get a natural 20, and the defense roll is a natural 1, then the armor loses 1 point of quality. And it goes on to talk about if the attacker rolls a natural 1 or the defender rolls a natural 20, the attacker's weapon loses 1 point of quality. Up here in the armor and weapon area of the item cost section, you see where it says quality. So if that had happened to you, a shield has a quality of 1, it would be destroyed. Once it reaches 0, it's destroyed. And even weapons have this. So, a longsword, battle axe, etc. has a 3 quality. Once it reaches 0, it's destroyed.
All right, cool. So, your sword and your armor's not always guaranteed.
That's right. And I kind of dig that. I like it a lot.
Healing. After a meal and full night's rest, PCs regain lost hit points equal to D8 plus their constitution bonus. Resting at a safe haven restores all lost hit points.
Yeah, that's nice. Simple. I tend to be a bit more rough on my characters. They need spells or healing potions.
So you're kind of a dick.
Well, in comparison to this, yes. So it talks about monsters here. The hit dice are D8, as in most OSR games. If the AC is descending, subtract it from 19, and you're going to get your AC in that way. So if it has a -2 AC, then it would have a 17 AC, basically turning it into ascending armor class.
That's a nice equation if you're converting old rules.
Yeah, totally. Talks about if an attack bonus is not given in some of these older supplements or monster manuals and stuff, assume that it is the same as the monster's number of hit dice.
That's a nice little cheat right there, too.
Yes, it is. So, damage remains the same, so on and so forth. Advancement. I kind of dig this. So, 1,000 XP and you gain a level. Done.
And you get to roll a number of D8s equal to your new level to find your new HP maximum. If the result is less than their previous maximum, their maximum HP increases by 1.
And then they also raise their defense and bonus scores of 3 different ability scores by 1 point.
Nice and simple.
And then this is something that I've been thinking about doing in my own game, is having level-less spells. Just getting rid of that headache altogether. And in Knave, basically you have to go questing for your spells. So that's the only way that you're going to come upon anything new.
And also, on top of that, is that every spell that you have is a slot for your inventory.
So you can't have a crap ton of spells. But the trade-off is that anybody can cast spells.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice thing, especially for a game like Knave.
Yeah, I totally dig it. And just to read off a couple here. So here's a spell, Deafen. All nearby creatures are deafened.
Well, that's perfectly stated. No need to have a 3-page spread on what Deafen will do.
Not at all. Displace. An object appears to be up to L times 10 feet from its actual position. And L equals the character's level.
Oh, that's easy. And wow, so the level's telling you what to multiply it by, so it gets greater as you go up.
Yeah, so at 3rd level, this is 30 feet. At 6th level, it's 60 feet.
Nice and simple. I love it.
Me too. And then, like, your sleep is L, which is your level. Creatures fall into a light sleep.
What about a dragon? Like an ancient red dragon. Would you be able to do that?
I don't know if I would go that far. That would be an interesting thing to argue about at the table. But because there's not a ton of rules here, the game master, the dungeon master, is the final arbiter.
Yeah, whatever the DM says goes.
That's right. So I loved the first edition so much that I backed the second edition of Knave. It's got some awesome artwork here. This is a download that the Kickstarter backers have access to, so it's, I don't know if it's a living document, but Ben is putting out new documents as they are filling up, and this is going to have like 70 plus different tables, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm all about the random tables. I love them.
I really like the new logo here.
Yeah, really cool. Really dig it. The rules are basically the same from what I can see, and more expanded though. Great things here is your careers and starting equipment. So this is part of that expansion that we're talking about. So you could end up like you can pick or you can roll randomly. So here's a brewer. You end up with a mash paddle, a beer keg, and hops.
Or you could be a puppeteer.
Yep, right here.
You start with confetti, a puppet, and a sewing kit. Hey, that's kind of like you.
Yeah, but I fucking hate confetti.
Yeah, that shit gets all over the place.
Yeah, it does. I'm really excited for the rest of this to get written and given to the Kickstarter backers. But everything, dungeon form, dungeon events, rooms, room detail, dungeon hazards, dungeon tricks, traps, trap mechanisms, encounters. What's the encounter activity? Really actual useful stuff. Here's that list of 100 spells, how to generate new spells, which is awesome, qualities, effects, elements, forms, so on and so forth. Awesome stuff. So happy I backed this. Again, can't wait to get it. Make sure you go pick up Knave, the first edition, on DriveThruRPG. There is a link in the dungeon.
Make sure you follow us. We have a website. We have, obviously, our YouTube, our personal DriveThruRPG stuff. We have 2 products there that you can help and support us. Pay what you want.
We do have our Agranak Studios Patreon page, and you're able to get some of this cool stuff and extended reviews and things like that. Sneak peeks, etc. I'm actually planning on putting our products on there, the 2 that we have, for any of the Patreon supporters to be able to download for free. We've got merch for sale.
And make sure you get hooked up with our Discord. We're starting to grow little by little. So go on over there and hook up and say hi.
All right, everyone, that just about does it for us. Thanks for stopping by Agranak Studios, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later. All right, do this and do that and do this and do that. And watch this video.